Hey everyone, Creeper here. So today we're going to be talking about some clips from this YouTuber who made a review about Breath of the Wild and later Last of Us 2, but that's later, and talk about how they are insane.
And Riju's a Gerudo, and if you've seen any of their Rule 34, you know they're usually sporting a little something extra.
Ah yes, using Rule 34 to make an argument about a game, because as we know, Nintendo just has control over all of that stuff.
And the queen was we'll say dark elf. So despite the fact that the Gerudo are clearly supposed to be like the Middle Eastern inspired race, I guess you could say, but they might even be a different species than Hylians, I'm not sure. They could be like a Sari and just take genetic material from Hylians to make more Gerudo, right? But no, now there's actually a lot of Hylians that are various shades of brown throughout the world.
So because some people are already brown, that means that no one else can be. That doesn't make any sense.
And of course, one of the founders of Hyrule set the stage for the entire series, created a wonderful Wakanda-esque utopia, is one of these brown Hylians.
So the founder is brown. How is that bad? Who cares if they're brown? Some people are brown in the real world, so maybe some people in video games will be brown. Also, is this guy one of those people who believes that aliens built the pyramids just because people of color can't ever do anything?
It's almost literally we was Kangs and shit.
That just sounds racist.
So much for Skyward Sword being the beginning of the series. And to dip into the schizo paint a little bit, the king being a goat man, who are the Zonai people who came from the heavens, is borderline satanic imagery. I have no idea if this is intentional or not, but Japan used to be infamous for putting weird Christian symbolism in anime and occasionally video games. So this could be an extension of that, or again, if you want to take the schizo angle, this is a result of a certain cult organization full of quote-unquote elites that are subtly inserting their propaganda into video games.
Or maybe they want to make a race of goats and it doesn't have to be demons. I know you're talking about how you're schizophrenic, which you totally are, but just because you acknowledge you're insane doesn't make your statement any less more insane. Not everything that is a goat has to be satanic. Some people just might want to make goat creatures. Don't have to be satanic, especially when they're not evil, so satanic stuff's usually evil.
Subtle homosexual imagery from Breath of the Wild has been expanded even further in this one, and I already know people are gonna say I'm reading into it and no kid's gonna see this shit, but that's exactly how you desensitize people and how you groom them, right? You expose them to things. The vow that each of the new sages takes to Link looks like they're proposing to him. And Sidon, the giant shark guy, people already made a bunch of gay lewd images between him and Link.
You sound delusional. 1, making a vow isn't gay. 2, if it was, who cares? 3, he's calling gay people groomers. That's far-right propaganda. He's literally a far-right propaganda user. Also, once again, he's using Rule 34 as evidence to make towards a video game. That has nothing to do with the actual video game. That's fans. That has nothing to do with the media. Now we're going to be looking at a clip from his review of The Last of Us 2.
To other weird red flags like visiting a synagogue for no fucking reason. And again, can't even get into it or I'll be demonetized, shadow banned, all that shit, but it is weird that we get a mini history lesson on Judaism in the middle of this zombie apocalypse story. And on top of that, a major story point is Ellie and Big Schnozz's lesbian relationship.
Yep, he went on a rant about Jews. He went on a literal rant about Jews. So, this man's most likely a Nazi. Who would have guessed? The anti-woke to Nazi is not that big of a leap because you both have to hate brown people. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video, please do consider liking and subscribing. Creeper out.
Socialism is when the government does stuff. And it's more socialism the more stuff it does. And if it does a real lot of stuff, it's communism.